It has been really a fantastic deal. We've been doing this now we're probably about a year and a half, maybe 2 years into it, but I don't think we're quite that. We've worked really hard at how to set this up and make it work. And again, like everything, it's evolved along the way, and now we've got it pretty well, I think, dialed in on the whole deal. What happens is, if you just take a normal situation, somebody's bought let's call it a rental home. They bought it 25 years ago. They paid $200,000 for it. It's worth, $500,000 today. Okay. So they've done well. They've made some money on it, but they've been there, done that. They are done having to be the landlord of that and mess with it. They've reached that point in their life. They're kind of wanting to be out of that, but they also don't want to pay any taxes because you got to recapture all your depreciation. You'll have your capital gains, right? So if you do a 1031 exchange, you can avoid that. You just take the money and put it into a 1031 exchange account, and then you exchange it for some other properties. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but if you're going to do that, you end up buying other investment property that you have to manage with that. So what we've set up is let's just take that $500,000 home. They sell that home, put it in 1031 exchange. We can help them do that. And then they come in and we sell them X amount of homes in the Midwest that will be titled in their name, so it meets the 1031 requirements. And then what we do is we master lease those properties back from them. And in the case of today, because this could adjust, but we master lease them back at 8.5% of whatever equity they have. So they have a fixed rent with their what they put in as equity and with those homes. So every month we're going to send them that rent, and we then take care of everything except the insurance. The only thing they're required to take care of is the insurance on the property. So what that means is, even if the hot water heater breaks, we go take care of it. We spend our own money and we do it. If the roof needs to be fixed, anything, it doesn't matter if it's even vacant, it doesn't matter. We got to pay them because we master leased it back. From our standpoint, we put those properties basically back into our portfolio. So now it sits in there as one of the 477 doors that we're managing, and that's how we manage it through that. And what we're finding is the people that are doing these, going back to that $500,000, there's a pretty good chance they have the house paid off. And so they got all that equity tied up in the house. And we all know the best way to do that is, you leverage it and go buy more. Well, again, they don't want to do something. So now they get to bring the $500,000 over to us, and they start to make that full 8.5% on the whole $500,000. Whereas before, they might have had good cash flow, but they don't have a good return, right? They might be making 1 to 4% on their money with that. And so that's where we find it's pretty normal to at least double, if not way more, increase their income. Gets rid of all their landlord hassles, and they're pretty happy with that. And then we add one more little twist to that I think is really important, because for investors, the big question is always, okay, but how do I get my money out? Well, what we do with them is we say, look, we'll just buy your house back from you for whatever we sold them to you for. And that's the way you can redeem your money back out of there. You could actually go do another 1031 exchange. You could pay the taxes or do whatever, but you can do that. And we ask for a 90-day notice. So it makes it semi-liquid, with that, and puts them in a great position. So that's the way it all works.